So the name of the book is Secrets of a Secretary: Husbands, Lovers, and Associates, a humorous and nostalgic look at love, power, and 80s British office politics. Wow. I'm already pulled in. How about you? A.M. Bunny joins us from the
Hi.
UK here on Author's Corner with me, Kate Delaney, on America Tonight. Oh, the cover is just a knockout cover. And this book is a song. Pick it up. It's on Kindle, paperback. It's so easy. You can get it in either form on Amazon or Barnes and Noble. AM, thanks for coming on.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
So it is so interesting. The heroine is just 20 something, a beauty, long legs, gorgeous, skilled, loyal to the bosses,
Yeah,
has crazy misadventures, deals
yeah.
with marriages, deals with lovers, deals with the secrets, the closed doors, the all kinds of intriguing things. What made you write this book?
A variety of reasons. I had a breakdown and I was pushed into a corner. I felt as though I was being set up and nobody in my life believed in me or trusted me enough. And I thought, I'm going to write a memoir. So, as much as it's a fictional book, is fiction ever fiction? You've got to start somewhere. So, I started writing about people that I had some kind of relationship with. And I used my creative skills to be quite psychotic, I suppose, in using using the intelligence that I'd gathered over the years to plot different chapters and use each one of the characters as a Bond villain, except 007 in the book, which is obviously to be continued. But I thought it was quite a fun thing to write for. I know it's a book for women, but men I know find, find it quite amusing too. And I suppose in my old fashioned way, I still wholeheartedly believe in many ways the old ways were the best. There was, you were allowed to be a woman, you could be sexy, you didn't have to be um, sort of all in, this encompassing, dare I say it, and feminists would hate me for saying this because I suppose in a way I am a feminist, but it's quite nice being a woman and having a chivalrous man around. Um, and so I wrote the book for women to read if they were having a bad relationship. So they could either do something about it or maybe share the book with their husband and it might help them, perhaps the erotic sort of chapter. So there was sort of different things that came into writing the book. It took me quite a while. I did have writer's block and it was very difficult. And I took my shorthand up again, which I'm still quite poor at, but I've done a hints and tips section at the back for women to learn another language because it's quite fun to write notes to people when they've got no idea what they're saying.
Tell us about, it's so interesting. Tell us about the heroine in this book. I mean, there really is female empowerment in this. There's no question because she's smart and she can outmaneuver some of the men who try to underestimate her. Tell us about her.
It sounds terribly arrogant of me, and it doesn't. I don't want to sound arrogant at all because I'm not that person. But it's me in my younger days of always knowing when a man is playing me, and I have sat on many occasion, whether it's at a social function, one to one, whatever, well, wherever it is, and I have listened to their arrogance and their, dare I say it, stupidity where an attractive woman is concerned. They can slowly start letting the barriers down and start showing off. And I found that I thought, gosh, actually, they're giving quite a few things away about what they're doing, which is bad. So I used to sit there and I used to smile in all the right places and giggle in the right places and flirt when necessary. And I could quite easily extract information from men and women, actually, funny enough, when it came to affairs. And I used to just store it in my head. And I thought, gosh, it's quite easy. You didn't need to necessarily have a degree behind you. Just the way that you come across and speak to people is a way of breaking down their barriers and letting them open up to you. So
I, I
that's the heroine side of it. The nasty side of it was me when I when I'm thinking of things that I can do with my Swiss Army knife and all sorts of things. Was what I'd like to do to them, because I know that they've played me. And yeah, I suppose part of the book as well is I've never given up, and I'm still seeking answers to why I've been treated so badly.
it's interesting too, the theme of what you're talking about, where you use James Bond and you
Yeah,
think the 80s. And, you said to me off the air, isn't everybody a James Bond fan? And I bet people listening completely understand. They completely know Money Penny, whether it's the current Money Penny or
yeah,
previous Money Penny. Was it
yeah.
fun in the sense and cathartic for you to write this because of that theme?
Yes, yes, it was. And I think there's always been part of me that, well, I think actually most women, they've always wanted to be a money penny of some sorts. And I think even though I based it on sort of 80s politics, dirty politics, etc., I don't know if your viewers will be able to relate to this. Actually, probably can. But sometimes when you're born, you feel that you were born in the wrong era. Does that make sense?
Yes.
When I watch, From Russia with Love, and I always, and I often sing to myself, underneath the mango tree, with Sean Connery, I often feel that should have been born in that era and not when I was born. And also it goes with my music too. I'm sort of very old fashioned when it comes to my music. And I felt that I thought I could just pull in all the smoking and the sort of fun side of Bond there, which where I felt it was real, and then bring it right to this day. Whereas, I think Daniel Craig has been incredible, but my God, I can see why he wanted to give up, because I think it takes it out of you being a Bond, trying to have to be so physically fit. But I tried to take elements of each Bond film in a way in my head, but I was always the money penny, just typing and listening. And there is part of me in that, being a secretary of years gone by. There were times when and I had a huge office, we all smoked, and I did used to have to hide secrets and keep them to myself. But I suppose as you get older, you realize, God, I wish I had that job now. And I was very young and had rose tinted spectacles, and I thought everybody was all wonderful and lovey dovey, but actually they're not. So in a way, the book was quite cathartic for me, writing about that sweet innocence, and then thinking, they have completely and utterly taken out of me, these men and women, trying to extract information, and I'm going to be the one that wins in the end. So that was the sort of, that's how it works through the book, really. Yeah.
The
And
name.
also readers would benefit from buying it, because the book's currently, it's having a script written for producers to adapt into a film. So it would allow readers to understand the fundamental characters of the book, i.e. old ways were best, and never rely on technology, because as you know, Kate, I absolutely hate it. And I don't trust it. I don't believe anything I read or do anything anymore. I just sort of hide away. So yeah, it would be good for viewers to get an idea of what could develop and what could eventually be out there. Definitely.
What do you hope people take away from, and you're saying it, but what do you hope people take away from reading Secrets of a Secretary, Husbands, Lovers, and Associates, a humorous, nostalgic look at love, power, and 80s British office politics?
Oh, another very good question. What do I hope they take away from it? Never give up, to keep trusting themselves, keep going, and use the book to their advantage. I.e., if they're having a bad day and they think, God, I just want to have a laugh, or I want to giggle about something, I'm going to refer to chapter 008, because there was a bit in that had, and they can sit and they can have that, God, actually, I'm not feeling alone. I'm not the only woman who feels that I'm having everything taken out of her. And, I'm not seeing, I think a lot of it is trusting their instincts. So say, for example, if a woman's in a relationship and she has this feeling that, the relationship isn't right, she can feel, I'm going to set my husband up. I'm just going to use some tips from that book. and see what happens. And also from a male point of view, I think the men will laugh. And I mentioned to you the other day, particularly military men, because there are some torturous signs and bits in the book that they will laugh at so much, thinking, "Gosh, this girl hasn't got a clue what it's like to be tortured." So there's that fun element to it too. There's lots of things to it, but also, yeah, don't give up. Just keep doing it. Maybe men or women think they could write this, they could read it and think, "Actually, I've got a bit of a story in me. Maybe I could write a book." I don't know. Maybe Bunny's right. Maybe I can do this myself. Yeah, so lots of things. Learn to smoke and enjoy the Ally and a Swiss Army knife. That's what I say.
I love that. I'm just picturing the 80s in the office and all of that. That's for sure. Well, you definitely have painted a picture for us. No question about that. Again, you can get the book on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, any place where you can pick up great books. A.M. Bunny, thank you so much and good luck.
Thank you very much. And thank you to all your listeners for honing in.
007 is here, sir. He'll see you in a minute.
Moneypenny. What gives?
Me, given an ounce of encouragement. You never take me to dinner looking like this, James. You never take me to dinner, period.
I would, you know. Only Anne would have me court-martialed for illegal use of government property.
Visit www.greatwritersmedia.com. Email us at info@greatwritersmedia.com. Call us at 877-600-5469. Subscribe now.